Clippity clip. Clippity clip.
Welcome back, Clipper fans, to another episode of the Clippers Clippity Clip podcast. This is your host, Z to the O, Zumoto Rain, bringing you the highs, the lows, and everything in between as we break down last night's blowout win over the Washington Wizards 121-96. Let's dive into it with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Let's start with the good. There's a lot to celebrate in this one, folks. Let's start with the performance of the Beard James Harden. Reminded everyone why he's still one of the premier offensive talents in the league. A massive 43 points on efficiency shooting, along with 7 assists and 3 steals. He didn't just dominate, he orchestrated. Harden was the maestro, conducting a clinic on how to control the game. Big Zoo, Ivica Zubac added yet another double-double to his collection, 18 points, 16 rebounds, and 1 assist. His work in the paint was relentless, and his presence on the boards gave the Clippers an edge all night. Then we have that rook, Jordan Miller, stepping up big, 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. This kid is growing before our eyes. He's showing poise beyond his years, and it's exciting to see how he is complement with the star. Bones Highland chipped in a solid 10 points off the bench with 2 assists and 2 steals, giving the second unit some much-needed spark. Defensively, the Clippers were locked in. They forced 20 turnovers and racked up an impressive 13 steals, showing off their length and defensive intensity. Points in the paint, a dominant 66 compared to the Wizards' 48. Team basketball was on full display, with the rest of the squad combining for 35 points, 26 rebounds, 15 assists, and those 13 steals. And let's not overlook the efficiency of 45 of 89 from the field compared to Washington's 35 of 85. The Clippers outshot them from everywhere, inside, outside, and at the charity stripe as well. And now with the bad. Now, it wasn't all smooth sailings. At one point, the Wizards cut the lead to 12 points, and that's where the second unit deserves some criticism. The intensity dropped, the ball movement stagnated, and the Wizards took advantage. The second unit can't afford to play down to the competition, even though the game looks like a blowout. Kevin Dunn, he had a tough night. 0 points on the board, though he did manage 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. His defensive effort was there, but offensively, it felt like he disappeared. For a player of his caliber, you expect more, even if it's just a handful of key plays to keep the team's momentum alive. The Clippers' 3-point shooting was another area that could have been better. They hit 12 out of 33, which isn't bad, but considering the talent on this roster, they should be more consistent threat from beyond the arc. And now for the downright ugly. Here's where things get dicey. The fourth quarter execution, especially from the bench, was sloppy, lazy passes, bad shot selection, and lack of focus let the Wizards hang around far longer than they should have. Thankfully, the starters closed the door, but this kind of lapse could hurt the Clippers in tighter games against tougher opponents. And let's talk about turnovers. Again, with the turnovers. Not for the Clippers, but for the Wizards. They coughed up 20 times, and while the Clippers capitalized, a better team might have punished those mistakes less generously. The Clippers have to stay sharp and treat every possession with care, especially as they build chemistry with Harden. This was a statement win, no doubt about it. Harden was phenomenal, Zubac dominated, and the supporting cast did their job, but the Clippers still have areas to clean up. The second unit needs to bring more consistency. and the team as a whole has to keep their foot on the gas for all 48 minutes. Still, a 121-96 win is something to celebrate. If this team keeps trending upwards and smooths out the rough edges, the sky's the limit. That's all for today's episode of the Clippity Clip podcast. Keep it locked right here for all your Clippers updates, analysis, and hot takes. Until next time, this is Z to the O Moto Rain signing off, and let's go Clippers.